All right, for those who don't know, um, about 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is a disease of the central nervous system where your body sees the sheet around your nerves, which is known as a myelin sheath, as a foreign invader and starts attacking it, making your nerves exposed to where, kind of like on an electric cord, where the orange on the electric cord would be your myelin sheath and the wires underneath would be your nerves. And my body attacks that orange sheath, leaving my nerves exposed so they misfire. And so my brain sends mixed signals because it doesn't get there very well. So, it affects your walking, talking, thinking, swallowing, anything your central nervous system controls. So, I went to a neurologist about a week ago and had an MRI done and got the news that I knew was going on because I feel terrible all the time. I had 15 active lesions on my brain, and for some reason they had a paperwork mix up and forgot to order the spinal MRI. So I don't know how I'm doing there, but I know that I knew I would have active lesions because I feel terrible all the time. I haven't felt good in about 3 years. Uh, I go from varying degrees of feeling terrible to feeling worse. I just haven't had a good day in a long, long time. It wears on you. So I am raising money for a stem cell transplant. Um, it's a hemopoietic stem cell transplant, or HSCT for an abbreviation. Um, it's basically where they give you a high dose of chemo and then kill your immune system where the MS is, and then they rebuild your immune system through a stem cell transplant. And hopefully, when it rebuilds, you won't have the MS any longer. It's successful, and somewhere around 75 to 80%, depending on where you read. In my phase of the disease, which is called relapsing remitting, which means you're supposed to go through phases of attacks of MS and then get better. I haven't noticed ever the remission. I've only relapse, relapse, relapse. So, um, my neurologist, based on the scans of my MRI, believes I'm at the relapsing remitting phase of the disease. And so I am pushing for a stem cell transplant. The problem is that, there's only a couple of places doing trials in the United States. Very hard to get into, and even if you got accepted, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars to get the treatment. Um, so I'm gonna have to go to Mexico, where it's $60,000 at Clinica Ruiz, which is a very reputable place to get a stem cell transplant. I mean, Clinica Ruiz. Um, the head neurologist there was like one of the top graduates from the Mayo Clinic. It is a highly recognized. I know a lot of people think it might be sketchy because it's in Mexico, but it is not. It's not the cartel doing a stem cell transplant for you. It's a reputable company. Um, as a matter of fact, I believe they've done the most stem cell transplants for autoimmune disease. Stem cell transplants are done for cancers, for a long time, and they've done many of them. But they've done the most at Clinica Ruiz for autoimmune disease. So I'm raising money to try to give myself a chance. I mean, I struggle a lot. I mean, I miss the old me. I'd like to get back on my feet. I'm unable to work. Lately I haven't driven in like a year. So, this affects me greatly, and I don't know, what my future holds. My neurologist is concerned for me because I have a very aggressive disease. He thinks that I could end up in a wheelchair. He's also concerned about the future, and he said, you could live a great life in a wheelchair, but he's concerned about my cognitive abilities and my cognitive function because there is a possibility that it affects that. And I've had relapses that definitely put a cognitive fog over, me. I mean, luckily so far it hasn't like completely obscured my thinking. I feel like I'm still, I'm still, I still got intellect, but it is scary when anything affects your thinking. So I'm just asking if you guys could please share my GoFundMe. Help me get this spread out. If you have any suggestions or ideas of how I could get this out to the people, I'll keep doing updates and showing, what's going on with me and how things are progressing. But right now, it's not looking good. I mean, I now walk with a cane. Um, I have zero balance. I'm very disoriented all the time. It's by disoriented, I mean in space, not like disoriented that I don't know reality or what's going on. It's like I'm just getting off of the worst spinny ride that you've ever been on, and trying to get my faculties and my orientation in space. And I hear a lot of people talk about pain. I really don't have pain. That is my biggest problem, is this heady feeling. I feel like somebody attacked me with a baseball bat in my head like a week ago, and I didn't feel the attack, but I'm feeling the healing from the attack. And I mean, I imagine if you see a MRI, I have scars all over my brain. So that's probably what's causing that. But I'm looking to raise funds. It's hard to, I'm very I'm not getting out and about like I should, so it's very hard for me to go out and try to physically do stuff to drum up money, even though I'm looking into it. And I've got some sisters and family that's been very supportive, and they're all trying to help me find ways to do this. But I want to approach the online community, because right now, with my mobility being down, it's just the best way I can to get out and try to see if anyone, to get this to spread, or at least somebody give me some suggestions on what I can do to get the information out. Um, I'll keep posting stuff, and keep touching on what's going on with me, and how I'm doing. And right now, it's mostly been like family members and stuff, but in order donating and helping me out. So in order for this to work, I have to get out to some strangers and a bunch of eyes, because while my family's great and they're more than willing to help as much as they can, I don't have a lot of wealthy people in my circle. So I imagine everybody's in the same boat. And I see fundraisers for all kinds of medical stuff, and I know it's super hard to donate to them all. And I see things with kids and things like that. I understand. I mean, I get it. If you could just share this, even if you can't donate, just get it into the hands of, just get 4 sets of eyes on it that haven't seen this, and maybe somewhere along the line someone else could get that to someone else, or to just spread my GoFundMe and try to help me out. I'm being as candid as I can. I mean, it affects everything. It's, my eyesight's getting weird. Sometimes my eyes feel like they're out of my control. Very hard to focus on stuff. It's this disease is a monster. There is, I wasn't prepared for this, but I'm doing everything I can to deal with it. I'm in good spirits. I feel like I have hope for the future. So I'm not letting it take away that, but it is hard to, see your abilities all in the rearview mirror. It's tough to not be able to know what you can do, and the things you could do yesterday you can't today, and you get exhausted. I mean, heat intolerance. You could take a hot shower and ruin your whole day. Uh, I mean, just it's called Uthoff's phenomenon. Uh, the heat sensitivity just gets worse with heat. I mean, the MS symptoms get worse with heat. As a matter of fact, that's how they used to diagnose MS. Was they'd put you in a hot bath, and then if your symptoms got worse, that was before they invented the MRI to get a look at what's going on. So I mean, there's just so much. I mean, you know, I just keep looking forward to a time when I could do certain things. I'll keep telling myself mentally, I'm going to do that when I'm better. I'm not getting better, and I need an intervention. So if you guys could help me out and spread this, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Um, I I appreciate it very much. So please help me spread this, and I will try to keep posting updates and stay active on here and let you guys know how I'm doing, how things are looking with the fundraiser. See what's happening. So um, I'll stay in touch.